Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 4 of the Road to Glory series here with Kyla Adams. Now, today's episode, we are going to hit small. We're going to become a small size company. Obviously, it will be updated on the left side of your screen there as well. And obviously as well, and I've said obviously about 10 times, but we will finally get enough sponsorship money, hopefully, to be able to combat the massive amount of debt we currently have. Now that debt stands at just under 24,000 at the moment, which is pretty bad. However, if you look at the sponsor money at the moment, went from 222 the first month to just under 2,000 the second month, and then last month we hit 4,400. So as you can see, a really steady increase there. And again, I'm pretty sure you get more money from being a small company, so therefore it's probably going to get a nice little boost anyway. Now, if we look at the popularity here, we've got 10 importance in the Mid-South, and we also have 11 popularity. So in my opinion, we're probably 1 or 2 shows away from actually hitting small. And that's a great thing. If you went all the way to the end of the last episode, you would obviously have seen the finishing stats for Kyla Adams. But I'll show you a bit of a glance at his stats right now. As you can see, he's doing really well. He really is doing well. Really good to see the psychology and charisma both hitting 75 B minuses. Obviously, star quality is a very hard stat to increase. So that when it comes to star quality, a lot of it depends on the roles that we get, the end of year roles, which is a very interesting and integral part of the series. I kind of showed it in episode 1, but I would recommend you going to the Greydogsoftware forum and checking out the end of year roles. There are 54 of them, and we will be doing that at the end of each year live. So I'll bring up a random number generator between 1 and 54. Whatever we get, we will apply, and that's how that'll work. Anyway, the other way we can get star quality up is by changing body type or body size. As you can see here, we are a middleweight. If we decide to bump ourselves up, then we have a chance of, getting a star quality increase, which is what we kind of need. We need to try and get up to at least an A for star quality. All right, so let's kick things off with this first show. One other thing I need to mention is we crowned our first ever champion in the last episode as well. So if you haven't seen the last episode, I would really recommend you going back and watching episode 3, because it was a very interesting episode. We also signed a new referee, got rid of the cancerous referee that we had, who has an absolute hatred with me at the moment, with Kyla Adams. Now that's interesting. So Kyla Adams, number 1 in the franchise players. Obviously, we don't really have a roster, so don't look into it too much. But yeah, Seth Whitehead, number 2. Very interesting. What's the popularity? So we're still at 17. I'm assuming that that won't go up until we increase in size. But yeah, Seth Whitehead also doing really well. It's a very similar type of wrestler, except his basics and psychology are flipped compared to Kyla Adams. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of potential. Cobra, one of the next big things. We've got Cobra and Gideyu Kato as our hot prospects. No one on Talk the Talk. Showstoppers. I mean, we've got quite a few of them. Felipe, Kyla Adams, Gideyu, and then Cobra. Bob Casey down there as well. Ring Generals, Bob Casey's number 1. I mean, yeah, that's pretty fair. He's got a really solid performance row. Yeah, so time decline. We actually have no one on time decline. Obviously, we have a very young roster at the moment, but yeah, Bob Casey's not there either. So I feel like that's a good thing, at least for now, while we actually need to use him. Anyway, yeah, titles. We crowned our first ever Summit North American champion. it's going to be our main event title for now. I will eventually get around to actually editing the photo and putting the Summit logo in the plates. I feel like that's where I'm going to go with it. I don't really think it makes a lot of sense to sort of deface the front of the title belt. But yeah, that's going to be our main event title, at least until we go to maybe regional or cult. And then we can try and get a world title as well. But yeah, Felipe Caballero. Interestingly enough, he wasn't actually the best performer in the 4-way main event. I think Seth Whitehead was the highest in-ring performer, and then Austin Smooth was just behind him. So it's interesting because Felipe, since the start of the series, I would say he's been the most consistent performer with the best matches, I would say. All right, here we go. Mid-South. Let's book it. Again, we're still going to just continue with the same repetitive booking that we're sort of accustomed to at the moment. We'll do Cobra taking on Kyla Adams. I do want to do a lot more Bob Casey, Kyla Adam matches as well. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, Austin Smooth can get the victory over our champion. Non-title match. All right, and finally we'll book the tag match in there as well. Let's go Felipe and Cobra taking on Austin and Kyla Adams. And we will get a victory for Felipe back in there as well. And he can pin Kyla Adams there as well. All right. We'll just do the angle, and hopefully we'll get the bump up to small after this show. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to at least run... I kind of want to run 6 months of shows and then see where we're at, and then start to take months off to regain the money that we're in debt. I feel like having 6 months worth of matches for Kyla Adams is really going to be beneficial, and then taking maybe 2 or 3 months off at a time. Maybe we could probably do 1 month off, 1 month on, with just one event for that month, if that makes sense. Anyway, fine. And finally, we'll do the angle. All right, there we go. Everyone on entertainment want to try and increase those skills a little bit. Alrighty, perfect. Run the show. Starting off with a 34E+, we got Kyla Adams defeating Cobra in 9:36 by pinfall with a K trigger. Whoa. 48D+. We have Austin Smooth defeating Felipe Caballero in 9:58 by submission with a smooth hold. 48D+, that's definitely our best ever match. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, Austin Smooth is improving in rumble and flying skills, so that's positive. Also getting a victory over the North American champion. The angle gets a 33E+, no improvements, and the main event does relatively well, getting a 38D-. In a decent match, Felipe Caballero and Cobra defeated Austin Smooth and Kyla Adams in 13:09. when Felipe defeated Kyla Adams by pinfall with a Caballero drop. And the show, overall show rating getting a 39 D-. Alright, hopefully we're small. Both Cobra and Felipe probably need a rest. But we're still local. The importance is up to 11. However, I think it's probably just at 11. And as you can see, you need to achieve over 11. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, I mean, it kind of does make sense. Anyway, one thing I do want to do, let's do an auto push as well. Probably should have done it at the start of the episode. So Austin's now a main eventer. Up to 19 popularity. Okay. I mean, he's very, very good. Such a good technical wrestler. And then we have Felipe as well. So Felipe is also a main eventer. Also on 19 popularity. I mean, he's pretty incredible as well. I mean, the basics, safety, and consistency for him is so impressive. As well as his star quality being 75. Let's have a look at Kyla. Obviously, his popularity, he's gone down to a mid-carder. Wow. Didn't expect that, to be honest. And then Seth has dropped down to an upper mid-carder as well. What a legendary gimmick. Lower mid-card again for Greydogsoftware. And Cobra is also a mid-carder. Bob Casey apparently now an upper mid-carder again. Fair enough. It is what it is, I guess. I do apologize if you can hear a bird in the background. There's a bird sitting outside my window. Yeah, let's get into Uprising here. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be small after this one. It'd be pretty frustrating if we're not. And hopefully we'll get up to 12 popularity as well. 111 fans expected. Alright, let's start off with Bob Casey taking on Kyla Adams. Yeah, Casey, I guess we can give Casey the win. It doesn't really matter too much. And he is an upper mid-carder. So that also kind of makes sense. We'll go with Gideon. And then the other match will be Seth Whitehead taking on Greydogsoftware. Greydogsoftware. I don't exactly pronounce his name properly. I think Gideon, like saying Gideon is a lot nicer than saying Gideon. Gideon. I say Gideon, sorry. I say Gideon, even though it's Gideon. Greydogsoftware. Anyway, probably going to keep pronouncing it incorrectly for the rest of my life, but just thought I would tell you guys that I am aware that I'm pronouncing it incorrectly every time I say it. It's more just a force of habit. And the main event, of course, going to be the tag match. Although Seth versus Gideon is probably going to be a better match. It's kind of frustrating that Bob Casey and myself don't have we have negative chemistry. The winner can be... Go with Kato. I know he's only a lower mid-carder, but that's perfectly fine. I'm not really fussed about pushes. I mean, they kind of make sense, but at the same time, it really... I think we'll actually make that the semi-main event. I'm going to drop that time back down to 10. And then I'm actually going to give this match an extra 3 minutes there. So I think they'll go to a better match. Because we're keeping Bob Casey strong, because I want him to take the pinfall. So yeah, there we go. Let's chuck in the angle. Go with Tyler and Gideon, Seth, and Bob Casey. Alright, that works out. Chuck that there. There we go. Alright, run the show. Started with a 25E, a very bad match in regards to recent ones. We got Bob Casey defeating Kyla Adams in 10:09 by pinfall with a roll-up. Very similar in-ring performances there. However, we do have Kyla Adams improving in performance skills, which is exactly the reason why we're putting him with Bob Casey in these types of matches. I know they're going to be bad in regards to the ratings, even though it doesn't really matter too much. But so beneficial for the performance skills of Kyla. We then move into a 36D- promo. Not too bad. That's actually sort of increased. I think Gideon is a very strong entertainment wrestler. I don't even know what I'm saying. He has strong entertainment skills, a lot better than all the other members. We then go into a 33E+. Kyla Adams and Gideon Kato defeating Bob Casey and Seth Whitehead in 9:36 when Gideon defeated Bob Casey by pinfall with a lariat. Seth with an in-ring performance of 40. Kyla with a 25. And we have a lot of worker improvements here. We got Seth improving in performance, Gideon Kato improving in performance, and finally Kyla Adams again improving in performance skills. Again, working with Bob Casey in another match. That's 2 performance skills increases in this one show. Really nice. So yeah, 33E+ for that. And the main event does a lot better, getting a 39D-. In a decent match, Seth Whitehead defeated Gideon Kato in 13:26 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. And the show get another 36D-, which is good. So much nicer seeing a D- than it is seeing an E+. Especially like when you're at local, there's literally nothing better than seeing an orange letter, than seeing a red letter. So, all right, there we go. SW Rise to Small Size. We've finally done it. It's taken us 4 episodes. We also enter the grace period. So it's a 1-month grace period after rising. We won't lose any popularity from regional battles. So now regional battles are a thing. And, you can get penalized by losing regional battles. I'm not too sure if anyone actually is in our region. I should check that for sure. I can't even remember how I would check that. National battles, perhaps? Obviously, not going to be national battles. Anyway, it doesn't exactly matter too much, but let's have a look at the popularity. We have gone up to a 12F+ for the Mid-South. And obviously we've gotten over 11 importance. Obviously the next goal is to rise to regional. However, we need over 29 importance in the Mid-South region. And as you can tell, we're a long, long way off that. Now comes the real dilemma. As you can see, we need another 9 active wrestlers on the roster to avoid looking amateurish, if I can speak. If you don't, you do incur pretty bad penalties. We also have production penalties now as well, which is a thing. We're not going to worry about it at all at this stage, purely for the fact that you hemorrhage money at this low level. And obviously we're already hemorrhaging money, so it doesn't matter too much. Interesting. We actually got a bump in cash, I would say. So we've run, 2 shows? Interesting. Okay. That's fine. Anyway, now comes an interesting part of the episode. So we're going to have to go through and sign quite a few people. Now again, we've got the owner goals where we can't, I'll show you them here very quickly. As you can see, we can't hire any wrestlers that have less than 35 in safety, toughness, and charisma. So again, that's going to put a bit of a spanner in the works. But again, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Let's have a look at what we've got. Now, again, we need to be going for relatively cheap workers. Obviously, I do have a pretty, not a decent list, but I have a list of wrestlers that I'm comfortable with, familiar with, used them in the past. Some of you guys have even recommended them in the previous episodes. He's on the short list, yeah. All right. One thing I do want to do, we're not going to have any women integration. I feel like it's kind of cheating because you can get really talented women as well. We're purely a men's company at this point, but obviously in the future that's probably will change at some stage. Firefly could be a really decent option. I think, yeah, he could be a super good option. 500 per appearance, which is, it's on the high side of the lowest that you can get. We'll keep going, we'll have a look. We could get this guy, Anders Thunder, Swedish. He's absolutely dreadful, so wouldn't make a lot of sense, but he's got good menace. We could do some spam some menace promos, get him some popularity. And he would only cost us 250. Got a couple of negative things there. Steroids and trouble with the law. Annihilus, I feel like a lot of people go for this guy purely for the fact that he's really young, got good menace, good star quality, and he can grow. That's the thing, he can grow. 400, but breaks a owner goal, so unfortunately that's not going to be a possibility for us at this stage. Now I think we have to go with this guy. Avalanche Takano. Such a talented Japanese wrestler. So yeah, we'll negotiate a deal with him. No travel cover. He's only going to take a 2-year, possibly even less. So 390, that's not too bad. He's currently on excursion to the US from Japan. But as you can see, he's already in the Power 500 as well, so yeah, he's good. Very good. I mean, Burik Love Machine, he's pretty good as well, so I think we'll chuck him on the short list. Probably just a little bit too pricey at the moment. Of course, we don't have to use any of these guys if we don't want to. It's more just about we need the minimum amount of wrestlers on the roster. Brutus Milano. I mean, he could be a decent option. He's got good menace, good safety, consistency, power. Basics aren't too bad. It's going to be 500 per show. But he's already got popularity, so that's probably the reason why. Let's have a look. He wants 460. I think we'll see what else is around. What, Graham? Dreadful. One thing I do want to do actually. Brian Holmes. Let's chuck him on the shortlist for the future. As you can see, he is incredible. Probably want to bring him in at some stage to once we have enough money. He's very expensive, as you can see. 2,000 per appearance. It also works as a road agent. Didn't know that, but there we go. Bullseye. Bullseye could be a... maybe not. Maybe not. Again, we'll shortlist him. We'll come back to him if we need him. Buzz Reed. Just really average. Really, really average. Canadian Crusher. You know what? He would actually be a relatively good hand to have. I know he's 29. He's probably not going to improve too much. I think I'm going to go with him. 380. I mean, that's still pretty expensive. Carlos Barrera. Chavez. Yeah. I mean, we could get Christopher Ball. He was another suggestion. Now, the thing with this guy is he's really bad. He's got good brawling, which, you know, is beneficial to an extent. But he's an MMA fighter, so what will happen is he will go and train for his MMA fights, which will prevent him from wrestling for 6 months of the year, something like that. Now, the thing with him is he's incredibly cheap, 110 per show. The thing is, I think we'll get him. So thank you for the suggestion. We'll chuck him on a big contract. The thing is, if he actually wins his MMA fights, he does get a little boost to popularity and to his star quality as well. So there's room for him to possibly become a star. But again, the MMA crossover, you know, the fact that he's a fighter, it could really hinder any progress we try and make with him. But at this stage, I think he's going to be a good option when he's around, a nice cheap option. Also a positive influence there, as you can see. Get Conduit. Yeah, not exactly what I'm looking for. Give Clark Alexander a shortlist as well. I'll show you him now. Another one for the future. Really good basics. Can put on some good matches, so he might be one that we look to bring in at some stage down the line. Yeah, Copperhead's not too bad. Curtis Shaw. But good menace. We could probably get him over. Again, only going to be 400 per show. Okay. I mean, Desert Storm. Yeah, I think we'll bring him in. Another good hand. Good entertainment skills there as well, so can probably help out. So I think we'll negotiate a contract for him. Again, going to be relatively cheap as well. 370, not too bad. Devastating Don. You know what? He's actually not too bad. I remember playing with him in my New York City wrestling series right at the start before I let him go. The only problem is his stamina is dreadful. He's also 30 years old, so. Devon Retribution. I mean, he's going to be 500 per show, a little bit too much. Would have been really good to get Devon Reynard. Not a bad high flyer, but he will make us fail one of our owner goals. El Hijo del Neutron could be an option. 500 per show. And he's pretty good as well. I mean, the man himself, El Minico Jr. Now, he's definitely going to come in down the line. Definitely too expensive at the moment, though. Same with Ernest Youngman. He's already on the shortlist from the last episode. Fearless Blue. You know what? We could probably bring him in. A really bad safety, though. Again, we'll think about it. We'll come back to it. Freedom Eagle. Yeah, he's pretty dreadful. Yeah, I don't know. We could bring him in, actually. I don't know. He's very cheap, 400 per show. Not a lot of super cheap options still out there. Graham would have been an interesting one to bring in. Calhoun. I think we can bring him in just as a very cheap option. I suppose we could actually... We'll get Freedom Eagle as well, I think. Just so their tag team can be in the company. Hush. You know what? He's not bad. Good star quality, good basics. Top row's relatively good. Not bad entertainment stats there either. And how much is he? 500, yeah. I think we'll get him as well. I mean, he's a little bit more expensive, but at the same time, he's actually going to be pretty useful. He's already got 4 popularity in the Mid-South as well. I wonder if Jeremy Courtney's already been released by TCW. Interesting. Would love to get John Greed in. Has he been released as well? I feel like he has. See, a lot of these like cheaper guys are being prevented from coming due to the owner goals. Joji's another one we could look at. It's pretty talented. Very positive influence. Soft drugs in the past, though. That's a bit of a worry. I think we'll bring him in because we need the numbers at the moment. Obviously, probably not going to be used too much. A lot of these more expensive guys are going to be on the back burner a little bit. Jonah Pilgrim there as well. I think this guy's really... Oh, he's actually not too bad. Flamenco. How much? 500 as well. Positive influence. Yeah, I don't know. I like the look of him. Let's get him in as well. 410. That's relatively cheap. 90 less than what he wanted. Maybe Justice Jolson. He does have star quality, really good menace, so there's the possibility for him to... I think we'll get him in as well. We don't really have any big menace wrestlers at the moment. We were looking at a few. 390, that's actually not perfect. That's only 10 less. But that's fine, yeah. Kamikaze could be another decent option. Try and get my high-flying skills up. Flashiness as well. And he's going to be 500 per show. We'll shortlist him. Who's this guy? Okay, he's really bad. I mean, Kato Freak would be very cheap, but again, gonna fail one of the goals getting him in, so doesn't really work. Kid Fantastic, again, similar type to, what's his name? Kamikaze. Albeit a lot worse. He's gonna be 400, so he's a little bit cheaper. He's also 19. I think we'll bring him in. I feel like his psychology is so low, but if he does work, you know, a lot of matches with me, try and get Pilot Adams' high-flying skills up in his top row, I feel like the psychology will definitely rub off. And he wants 350 as well. The Little Dragon could be another option. But again, failing the owner goals there, so... frustrating. I mean, here we have Logan. We'll get Logan in for sure. 260. There we go. Nice and easy. Definitely a future star for us. Now, Lucas Danger. You're probably wondering why I skipped over him. He's 260. However, he has a very bad painkiller addiction. You can't see it here, but quite often he'll be high on drugs. And there we go. Ooh, Marcel's injured. He's working through it. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, another suggestion from the comments from you beautiful viewers. Marcel Lafleur, yeah. Not great with pronunciation, but yeah, Marcel's going to come in. Only wants 260 as well, similar to Logan Wolfsbane. Marta could be a... Marta could be a decent option as well. Only 260 per show. Shortlist. He's got good menace as well, so definitely a positive for him. I mean, honestly, I kind of just want to get more wrestlers that are going to be cheap, as opposed to having good wrestling ability. Yeah, I would get him, but his star quality is too low for Mosha. We could come back to him. Now, we could also get Nalzane Goto. That could be an interesting option. Very negative influence, which is not great. But he is working with black canvas grappling, so you got to expect him to improve quite a bit going forward in his stats at least. And to be honest, they're not too bad. Really good entertainment skills, good star quality. Like I mentioned, I need the star quality, and then 90 menace. It's just the negative influence that really puts me off. Otherwise, he'd be perfect. Now, Svensson will be one for the future. Such a solid mid-card talent. Hmm. Okay, he looks really good. Princeton Price. 400 per show. I feel like I want to get him. I'm coming back to him. Regular Joe could be an option in the future as well. Just a solid mid-card talent as well. Possibly for later on. Hmm. Unfortunately, we can't get Robin Newman. He was another suggestion. As you can see, very cheap. But again, we're going to fail the owner goals, so not going to happen, unfortunately. Roger Montero is not a bad option. A little bit on the expensive side. Maybe Samael, the accuser. Yeah, I think we'll go with him. I think we might have a look at how many we actually have now, because I don't want to be hiring more than we need. Interesting. Won't he take less than that? Oh, he'll take 300. Okay. That works. Alright. I mean, we're pretty much at the end of the list anyway, so we'll just go down to the end. See if anyone stands out. You didn't realize how many wrestlers actually have lower than 35 in those three stats. Quite a lot of them. Yeah, I think we'll try and get the silencer at some stage. He's already on there. Are we already negotiating for him? I feel like we are, aren't we? We're not? He's also more on the expensive side. trauma. Trash. Alright. I think we're done. More or less just going through and shortlisting everybody that I am interested in for the future. Alright, there we go. Let's have a look. We might actually need to get some more in anyway. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we need to take some contracts back. The real question is, who is the more expensive out of all these? I think Joji. We'll take Joji back. I know he's a little bit too expensive. Maybe Jose Flamenco as well. Oh, okay. Hush, yeah. I wanted Hush, but I think we'll have to let him go as well. Just for now, we can obviously rehire them later. So yeah, Joji, Hush, and Jose Flamenco. Alright, so withdraw him. We've got Hush as well. Unfortunate because these three guys, they're a little bit more expensive, but they are probably more talented than a lot of the other guys that we're getting in. And who was the final one? Jose. There he is, Jose Flamenco. Alright, well I'm pretty happy with that. Let's advance 3 days. Hopefully we get all the contracts come back, otherwise we're going to have to delay one of the shows. And I don't exactly want to do that, so... Also pretty cool that we have, a lot more wrestlers now that we're able to put into the title feud, I guess. There is Takano, Hawkeye Calhoun, Kid Fantastic, and Samael the Accuser. Alright, so we only need another 5 to actually accept their contracts, and then we'll be set. Alright, so there we go. We're gonna be able to run the show. Perfect. Do I want Marcel to be a heel or a face? I guess heel, yeah. But he is currently injured as well. So we probably won't be using him. Alright. Give everyone an auto push again, and hopefully we'll be... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Alright, let's run our next show with a much bigger roster. We're literally going to stick to the same booking patterns. However, now we have a lot more options to choose from, so that's good. Alright. I'll also schedule in our next event. Now, I do have the name here. Bear with me for a second. The name of the next event is going to be the Micro Beer Brew Festival. Now, you might be wondering, oh, what's up with Micro Brew Beer Festival? That's a pretty random name. But basically, I think Colorado, or maybe even Denver, I can't remember the fact, but there's a fact about, I think it's Colorado, has more microbreweries than anywhere in the entire world. Obviously, beer festivals are a thing. And yeah, Summit Wrestling's going to be putting on a 1 hour show at the beer festival, the Microbrew. Beer festival. There we go, 1 hour. Week 4 on the Saturday. Perfect. All right, let's get into this event, or to this show. Wrestlers Court there. Apparently, Desert Storm's a negative influence. It's pretty frustrating. Very negative influence. I probably should have looked at that. Again, my bad. We're expecting 258 fans, which is a hell of a lot more than what we were before, compared to 113. Alright, so the real question is, who do I want to verse? I think Takano versus Kyla Adams has to be the first match. I mean, Takano is so good. Extremely talented. I'm going to give Kyla the victory, though. I saw the auto push just a second ago, and it does have me, or Kyla, it does have Kyla as an upper mid-carder, whereas Takano's only a mid-carder, so it works. The next match we'll do... Let's use two new people. We'll go Logan Wolfsbane, and then he can verse... Who can he verse? That's a good question. Let's go Justice Yolson. Is it Justice Yolson or Justice Jolson? Honestly, have no idea. I'll go with Jolson. Justice Jolson. I don't know. Doesn't matter. If you know, let me know in the comment section down below. What's his stamina like? Not too bad. Gotta get used to having a bigger roster. We'll give Justice the win in this one. And then we'll do a tag match, of course. We'll have Justice and Kyla Adams take on Takano and, of course, Logan Wolfsbane as well. And I think I'm definitely going to have to change some of the pushes here. But the winner can be Logan. And he can pin Justice. Alright. I want to go to the roster. Takano's fine. It's just Logan. Alright, there we go. Get the angle in as well. We can actually use Justice's Menace. That's really going to help the rating as well. Real question is, does Logan have... He does kind of have pretty good entertainment stats. Okay, that's good. See what doesn't work. The fact that they're not tag teamed together. Now, Takano has Menace. He also has really good entertainment stats, but can he speak American or English? Speak American, speak English. He can't. So what we can do is just put it on Menace. And that will negate the fact that he doesn't actually know how to speak English. So, perfect. Alright, there we go. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 30E+. We got Kyla Adams defeating Avalanche Takano. His debut gimmick getting a great, which is good. But he is defeated in 10:09 by pinfall with a K-trigger. No improvements. Ooh, that's bad. We then go to a 22E-. We have Justice Yolson defeating Logan Wolfsbane in 10:21 by pinfall with the death penalty. Apparently they have great chemistry, despite the match being pretty bad. Obviously, they don't have any popularity, which is the reason as to why this has happened. But they both got average gimmicks, which is okay. No improvements. The rating for the angle gets a 41D. Pretty good, considering the low popularity of these guys. But yeah, obviously, their stats are improving the stuff as well. No improvements there. And the main event does pretty bad as well, getting a 30E+. We've got Avalanche Takano and Logan Wolfsbane defeating Kyler Adams and Justice Yolson in 13-14, and Logan Wolfsbane defeated Justice by a pinfall with a belly-to-belly suplex. We also have Justice Yolson improving in performance skills. Overall show rating getting a 23E-. Obviously, the show rating gets massively penalized because of all these production value penalties. So the show ratings are probably going to be a little bit lower, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because it's still higher than our popularity in the region. So it's still going to, gain us popularity, if that makes sense. All right. Interesting. Did we just make money? I feel like we just made money on that show, or we lost a very small amount. We made money because we were just about 24,000 in debt, and now it's 23,700. We made about 200 off of that one show. That's what I'm talking about. If I've seen that correctly, that's the reason why I wanted to get to small so quickly and so badly and increase that popularity. That is incredible. I think we're going to be fine, guys. We're going to be fine. Everything's fine. Oh. Okay, well, my rib kind of backfired there. Economy's still doing pretty well, but I think we might need to take a month off. Definitely at some stage. Anyway, let's book this last show of the episode. Again, we'll try and use some newer talents. We'll give Christopher Ball a match against Kyler Adams. And then we'll also have Samael the Accuser. Oh, might want to save that match first. There we go. This is our stamina like. Oh, 80B. That's really good. Hopefully that'll rub off on Kyler. Alright, the next match we're going to use Samael the Accuser. And he can take on... Who can he take on? That's a good question. Let's go with Seth Whitehead. Yeah. Stamina. That's fine. 60C. Obviously, Seth going to get the victory there as well. Pretty much just got to try and job all the new guys up to a decent level of popularity. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we can put them in the main event, but we have to make them mid-carders, which is unfortunate. But we'll have Christopher Ball and Seth Whitehead taking on Samael the Accuser and Kyler Adams. The winners can be... Let's go Kyler Adams. Obviously, the loser going to be Christopher Ball again. Yeah, 77B. for his menace there. Pretty good. I wonder if I should use that or just use his entertainment skills. Try and improve Kyler Adams. Because if Kyler gets decent stats, you know, he'll be able to carry promos himself. Also, can Christopher cut a promo? He can. Wow. Okay, that's unexpected. Very, very unexpected. Alright. Final show of the episode. Let's get into it. Just over an hour long for the recording. 18 E- for the opening match. The debut of Christopher Ball. We have Kyle Adams defeating Christopher Ball in 940 by pinfall with a K trigger. Below average for his MMA badass gimmick. The crowd was not particularly thrilled with seeing Ball wrestle, and he got an in-ring performance of 9. He's actually not too bad. It's just the psychology. But that's fine. Not too bad. It's obviously going to increase, especially versing me, or versing Kyle Adams. We then go into a 33E+. That's really good. Got Seth Whitehead defeating Samael the Accuser in 944 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. Supernatural gimmick for Samael, getting an average rating. We then go into a 40D- angle for the promo. And the main event does a 30E+. Again, not happy seeing Christopher Ball wrestle. But yeah, Kyle Adams and Samael the Accuser defeating Seth Whitehead and Christopher Ball in 1323 when Kyle Adams defeated Christopher Ball by pinfall with a K trigger. And the show, we get a 23E. Again, like I said, the ratings are going to be really low for the overall show. I mean, even the match ratings are going to be pretty low with all these new guys. We just made almost $600. We're making profit running shows. Okay, so now we're in a... Now we have a bit of a predicament. I need to make this money back. So I need to take time off. I think the next month we're going to take off. I want to see how much money we can bring in by not running any shows for 1 month. If we make something like 10,000, that would be perfect, but we have to try and capitalize on the economy just about to drop to a D+. It actually probably will drop in the next 2 weeks. Interesting. Alright, well yeah, I've got some thinking to do. Definitely got some thinking to do. Anyway, make sure you join me for the next episode. We'll continue with the rest of April, get the rest of the shows done, and of course, we will probably take the month off, and we'll see where we're at with the finances. If you could smash the like button, be much appreciated, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you stick around for the end of episode stats, where you can see the starting stats at the beginning of the series, and then contrast them with the stats at the end of episode 4 here. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy, and goodbye.